Hello, Kindred Spirits, and welcome to my spiritual oasis. Here, weary souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. And today, we are channeling messages about what your person would do if they got you alone. Past, present, future energy, wherever you're at. These are just some sexy messages for, just some sexy messages from your person. 3 groups. As you can tell, I'm a wee bit distracted. So each of our groups is represented by a sex deck card. So you have a group 1, which is the backwards wheelbarrow, group 2, which is the head rush, and group number 3, which is the balancing act. So if you need to pause the video right now to stare at the to meditate on which group has your message in it, please do so now. Otherwise, we're just going to get right into the readings. Hello, group number 1, my backwards wheelbarrow group, and welcome to your sexy reading where we are asking what your person, past, present, or future, current or coming, pun not intended, but sure, go ahead, intended, what they would do if they got you alone. What would they do if they were alone with you and it was a sensual setting? What would they do? So first off, I feel like there's a lot of energy evident right away in this first card about what they would like to do. So I feel like, first of all, there's a very intense energy to this position. There's a lot of athleticism. There's a lot of it's outside the box. It's not one of the traditional sex positions. So definitely experimentation, curiosity, the excitement of exploring different positions and like finding the right position and the right angle to really please you as their partner. So there is a lot of like gymnastics going on here, but I'm going to zoom into the back of the card if you want to read more. You can kind of pause if you need to. So if you could see here, the effort is difficult, so they're willing to put in the work to do what it takes to have this really exciting and explorative and satiating type of experience, very like open to exploration. Ooh, oh, damn. Okay, so we have the vessel, which there's a suggestion of like growing the family, increasing the family, but also this idea of like, I'm getting the energy here beyond that of like a vessel holds on to a liquid. Oh boy, this could go so many directions. The first message that I'm getting here is just the idea of like extending the pleasure, of like holding on to the pleasure, holding it out until like the very last second, but really like indulging and like leaning into this idea of pleasure. And we have lust as a keyword, which I'm sure is no surprise, and fruit. So there is a sweet sort of sweet nectar sort of energy that I'm getting off of fruit. It's like again this strong desire to like taste the sweetness of the person's pleasure. It's like a palpable energy. Like the person wants to like taste your, oh boy, this is going so many directions. Well, it's supposed to be a freaky reading, so they want to be able to taste your pleasure in many different ways, but it's almost like even the experience is like palpable, you know. Sweetness, craving, curiosity, exploration. Okay, so we have death, which talks about abandon, and I feel like there's a really obvious sexual connotation to this, but orgasms are also like referred to as like a death. Like when you hit climax, it's like it's like a small death. It's like a the end of a cycle, the end of something and the beginning of something else. I feel like this is also kind of referring to, if you're in a relationship with this person, it's almost like bringing the relationship to another level too. So it's like the sexual energy, the desire of sexual release and fulfillment is beyond just physical, but it's going to the next level. Like there's a level of comfort. Like when you are comfortable enough and adventurous enough to try some off the wall type of sex positions, to me it talks to comfort in the relationship, and there's a desire here to end one phase in order to like begin another one. To me, this also talks about like vacating the norms and leaving behind any sort of inhibition or any sort of releasing your inhibitions and completely giving yourself over to the situation, the connection, the experience. All right, so we have the Two of Swords, which is about flirtation. So definitely foreplay is going to be involved, and it could even happen like outside of the actual bedroom experience itself, but some sort of enticement, some sort of seduction that's going to happen where it's just like, you know, sex starts before you actually get down into the meat and potatoes. Oh gosh, that was a weird. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna keep rolling with it. Okay, so we have the King of Chalices, which is all about satisfaction and gratification. To me, this really talks to just a fulfillment and a happiness and a pleasure that comes from the connection. It comes from the experience and the desire for both parties to be pleased and satisfied. And then we have the Queen of Swords, which talks about exploration. So I'm feeling like there's a desire here potentially for some, like the person watching you please yourself, and that being a turn on that could be a part of the seduction. There's also this idea of exploring the possibilities, which I feel like is kind of the guiding energy too, which is about exploration and kind of like seeing seeing all of the different options or opportunities or possibilities that are out there for the connection. Ooh, I don't know. Hot and bothered over here. Okay. Let's see what other type of energy do we have present. Ooh. So there's the stone. So there's a desire to like, there's definitely a desire for physical release and physical intimacy, like a grounding of the sexual energy of the relationship. And with venom present, it feels like almost like they want the sexual stimulation to course through your body, like completely take you over from the inside out, like this encouragement of a deep like heat and a consumption that again feels very like, you know, verging on that death. So it just feels like a very like consuming, slow sort of energy. Yeah, this person's intense. Very intense. Okay, so we have the waxing Gibeus 2, which is about fear. Okay, so I'm actually gonna put this over by the venom because I feel like this isn't fear per se, but what I do, there's the unknown, right? There's like this fear of the unknown type of energy. And it's like, you guys haven't gone to this place yet in the relationship. Like, you haven't been here before. So there might be some fear. And I feel like they could be a little bit nervous too. Because we're going in. Like, there's a depth to this and an intensity to this that could push you guys to cross a line that you haven't crossed before. But what I am feeling though from this is that I'm feeling like emotionally there could be like a line crossed emotionally that could be a little scary. Ooh, but we know that change, it's definitely a fear of change. The thunder moon. But I feel like, again, it feels like that death energy. Like, when you're in like the midst of the sexual encounter and you're approaching climax, there's like this point right as you're getting there that like feels uncomfortable. It almost feels like you're never gonna come back from that moment. And you know that like it's just like, it's so interesting because like climax orgasm is very much so like a death in a way. And I feel like there's always a little bit of fear and you're always a little bit changed afterwards. But I mean, I'm excited. This is exciting. This is intense. So basically, if this person got you alone, they want to change your like whole outlook on life. Oh my gosh. Okay. We have the Eight of Swords, which to me is about scratching that itch. Relief, release. I'm sorry, I'm shuffling the wrong deck. See, I'm distracted over here. Okay, let's see what we've got. Courage. Be brave. Be strong. Because we're diving deep over here. We're changing whole entire lives and stuff. Yeah, there is an incredible intensity to this person's desires that's enduring. Forget me not. They don't want you to forget them, which I wonder if so interesting. Yeah, let me know down below if like you know this person, or if you run into this person later on, come back to the video. I mean, I feel like there's a suggestion here as well that maybe this isn't a long-time partnership. This could be a temporary type of relationship, one night stand, but I'm getting the message here that this person doesn't want you to forget who they are, that yeah, but I don't know, we're talking about lust messages. So yeah, there's going to be kind of a fear to go further with this person. This feels more and more like a one night stand, more of a temporary type of situation, kind of with some of the fear and the change happening here. But there's definitely like a mutual sort of desire for each partner to experience, like have a positive sexual experience and a positive connection altogether and overall. And I don't know. I just feel like each person is going to leave changed in their own way, shape, or form. Yeah, this doesn't necessarily have to lead to a long-term relationship, but with the venom, I have a feeling that it's not just going to happen one time. All right, so my beautiful souls, these are the messages that I have channeled for you, these sexy, sensual messages from a partner, future, past, present, what they would do with you if they got you alone. So I hope this message was entertaining. If nothing else, please do let me know with a comment if something resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not already a part of the Kindred family, would love to have you. Please also connect with me on TikTok and Facebook. And check out my Etsy shop where I curate content there to help you on your spiritual and your life journey. So thank you so much, beautiful soul, for your time and energy today. And I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Okay, struggle is real. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your sexy, sensual reading, all about what your person would do if they got you alone. So our guiding energy right here, and there's a lot to be discovered from this sex position that we channeled from your person, which is the head rush. So right away, there is there's an exciting, like a willingness to try something different. There's also like a comfort too. Like when you're doing something outside the box, when you're doing something that is maybe a little bit risque, not quite traditional, it's not like the safe bet. There seems to be a level of comfort, or maybe even if this is somebody that you haven't spent a tremendous amount of time with, you could so there could be a couple of things. Like it could be that you're just feeling comfortable with the person because of the energy's vibe, or there also could be like a past life connection sort of comfort with this person, that doing something wrong or embarrassing isn't as big of a deal because there's that level of comfort. There could also be a comfort in the fact that, if this is somebody that you're not in a relationship with, just like knowing that you may never see them again, or that there's not a lot invested or on the line if something does go wrong. There's also that too. So I'm going to show you the back of the card. We're going to zoom in so you can read it if you want to. It's a little bit of a challenge. Definitely outside of the normal sex positions. Okay, and we have the vow. I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Okay, so we have naked and penetrate. So there's like a depth to the relationship. Fully nude, none of that. Leave the panties and the bra or the, you know, whatever, the shirt on. None of that. There's definitely like a fully committed sort of energy here, and all or nothing and all in. But there does seem to be a level of comfort too between, like I mentioned before. I feel like the vow is like an agreement or an understanding. So that could be that you're in a committed relationship with this person, or you guys have just come to an understanding or an agreement about the night. You know, whatever. That's going to vary a little bit per person, per group, but that's fine. So we have the prayer. This is what you've been asking for. Or what they've been asking for, what somebody's been asking for. This could also suggest that the relationship could go beyond just the sexual experience, but we're just trying to channel the freaky stuff and the vision. So this could definitely be somebody that you have seen in a dream before, connected to them on another plane. And again, I did mention that there could be a comfort with this person, like past life, or some sort of a past connection with this person, or some sort of like connection outside of just the sexual experience that is present here in this iteration. I feel like this is going to sound so weird, but while you are in the act of sex and in the act of orgasm and climax, there's a potential that you get a vision, or you see there. It's almost like the sex like clears some blockages in your life, which does happen. Sex therapy is a real thing. But clearing some blockages of, you know, that allows you to connect on an otherworldly plane, to see something that you haven't been being able to see, or something that's been blocked from you, or some energy that's been blocked from you. So they're gonna make you connect with spirit and the universe. Oh man. The prayer to me also talks about asking. It also talks about requests, like a request, which to me talks about communication. So I feel like there's going to be, hold on, we had a couple of things. So we had the Ten of Wands, we had the Ace of Chalices. Yeah, communication, asking for what you want, asking for what they want. It could also be talking about like in the heat of sexual passion, like doing a little bit of praying, or, you know, thanking the deities for the experience. You know, that's always a good thing. So with the Ace of Chalices here, ecstasy. So an emotional fulfillment, a self-transcendence, which is totally what I was talking about with the vision. Like those two ideas are totally connected. So there could definitely be a moment of transcendence and opening up of and connection to a connection to the other worlds, or other planes of understanding and existence here. So we have justice. Talks about meeting. The restoration of balance. Yeah, the interesting thing is that this deck, so the Tarot Sexual Magic deck, really talks about how sex is like a conduit for clairvoyance. Like sex is a conduit and a connection to the other worlds of the universe through the connection with somebody else. So it's very possible that the connection with this person could lead to an otherworldly connection, a breakthrough of some kind, a releasing of stale energy. We have the Three of Pentacles, which talks about warmth. So I think it's really interesting. So there's a lot of like excitement and passion, like with this Ten of Wands energy. You know, it's about penetrating. It's like this kind of spontaneous, like it's out in the wild. It's very fiery, very passionate, strong kind of connection where you're enveloped in each other, like naked. You're bare. You're completely like open and completely being seen by each other. There's a depth to the penetration, and there is a also like a warmth to it again. Like I'm feeling like a connection, potentially that past life or beyond just this moment. Or you could also be in a committed relationship with this person. It's going to vary a bit, but balance, which is what Justice was talking about. Bringing balance. Blue Moon, the unexpected. I feel like that's connected to the vision. I feel like there's going to be some sort of breakthrough or connection that happens that is unexpected for you. You know, with the number 7 present there too, like it's something that you've been trying to figure out. And it's definitely going to come. This is a very strange time, very strange time for enlightenment, but not really. Not as strange. Ouch. Ow. Ow. There was pain involved in that. Not as strange as one might think, but definitely unexpected. So we have Crocus, which is breathe. Which to me tells me that there's like taking your breath away. There's gonna be a moment where like taking your breath away. Like that's what the message that keeps coming through keeps saying. Keep dropping these things. Sweet Elysium, clarity. There's gonna be some sort of enlightenment that happens here. That's deep, right? Kind of cool though. I like it. I'm a fan. I am a fan of it all. Self-acceptance. I feel like that's connected to the enlightenment. Awareness. Wake up. Yeah, there's gonna be, okay, so that was unexpected. So if this person got you alone, they would allow you to gain some clarity, some clairvoyance, to some self-awareness and self-acceptance. So there's a lot of like deeper things happening, which is really beautiful actually, because that is the power, to me that shows the power of a sexual relationship and sexual connection. I feel like a lot of the times we feel like it's just about physical release, it's just about worldly release and physical rapture and stimulation, but it's not. There's actually a spiritual component to it, and a spiritual component, a spiritual connectivity to it all. So this is really beautiful, and this is really exciting. So my beautiful soul, these are the messages that I've channeled for you today. Please do drop a comment. Let me know if something did resonate. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not already a part of the Kindred family, would love to have you join. Please do connect with me on TikTok and Facebook, and check out my Etsy shop where I curate content there to help you in your spiritual journey. I also offer personal readings there on my Etsy shop. So thank you so much, beautiful soul, for your time and your energy today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your sexy, sensual reading, okay? What messages from your partner, past, present, or future, what do they have to say to you today? What messages are we channeling? If they got you alone, what would they do with you? Ooh, okay, so I think the title of the sex position is really interesting. So it's called a balancing act. It's very interesting. So I'm feeling a very romantic, a very loving connection. So this could definitely be talking to somebody who's already in a relationship or committed relationship with somebody, but not necessarily. With the balance, it does talk about a give and take. It does talk about each partner giving an equal amount, receiving an equal amount, and this idea that like each person is like finding pleasure in it. Like there's a balance and a harmony to the interaction and connection. This person could also very well be Libra energy, sun, moon, rising, Venus in Libra. Not necessarily, but that was kind of just the message that I'm getting. I also want to point out that this is not a traditional position. So this does suggest a level of comfort or a level of a risque type of energy or risky energy where they're either willing to try or excited to try something new, or there's just like there's a comfort with each other, whether you know them or not, whether you are actually like time-wise very close, or if you're just comfortable with each other enough to kind of try something a bit different. They're also facing each other as well, like the front of their bodies are facing each other, so it does suggest a level of intimacy as well in the connection, though their faces are pointed in different directions. But to me, this says that each person is kind of consumed in their own pleasure, and or each person is like receiving pleasure from the connection. So there does seem to be like the message from this person does seem to be a very like balanced, a very like give and take sort of energy present. So I am going to turn over the card so you can read it if you so choose. Okay, it is a little bit of a more challenging position to accomplish. Okay. Maybe I'll do this backward. Put it at the bottom. Okay. Ooh. That's interesting. So we have the mask, which I feel like the mask kind of talks about almost like a level of you're not completely showing exactly who you are. I feel like this could also be talking about like removing masks as well. There does seem to be a very open connection between the figures in the image. So it's almost like a releasing of the mask, letting go of inhibitions, and just diving deeper into the connection and, even like trying something new type of energy. Taking a deeper dive into the relationship and the connection as well. It's like part of that sort of vibe. So we have holds, and I feel like they're holding each other. It looks a little weird, but I feel like there's going to be holding on to each other, cuddling, but like, yeah, just like holding on to each other, an embrace, connection, a closeness, and again, that mask to me is like releasing. The mask is what it feels like more to me. Releasing the mask, letting your hair down, not feeling like you have to impress or, you know, present a certain facade, if you will. You're kind of completely yourself and completely able to release and embrace the situation. This does suggest potentially a longer type of relationship or connection, especially with the keyword ready. It's like almost like you're ready to release the mask or let the mask down. Not having to impress somebody. Or it could be talking about, like, if it is somebody that you don't know, it could be talking about you're able to let the mask down because you're like, you don't know them anything. You're like, this might be the only time you guys are together. So it's almost like giving, like, they're giving you permission to just be who you are, completely lean into and enjoy the experience without thinking about what's next or what's not next, that sort of thing. So we have the offering. In the offering, what I do see is this idea of, again, I feel like it's reiterating this idea of like offering you the opportunity to like release, to let down your hair, to remove the mask, to completely embrace the experience and not have to, you know, worry about anything outside of that current moment. And we have the medallion, which I feel like is also sort of an offering too. I feel like, I'm gonna push all the cards up a little bit. I feel like it's an offering, but I feel like it's a physical offering as well. So to me, the offering was more of just like a permission. Like, yes, this is something we're presenting to you. This is an opportunity for you to release and relax and to enjoy. And the medallion is like the physical portion of that offering, like stimulation, something valuable. They could also be offering you something valuable. Like it could be, something valuable. I'm getting more of a committed relationship type of vibe or energy with this person, or with this connection, I should say. This relationship could, or this sexual experience could be preceded with like a date or something like that too. We have peace. So an offering of peace. I feel like that's coming with the whole like, you don't have to hold back anymore. You don't have to, you know, have your mask on. You don't have to pretend that you're not liking on all of this freaky deaky. Okay. And then we have pleasure. So the waning gibbous 2, which is pleasure, and the waning crescent 5, which is peace. Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. Ooh, I like it. Ooh, I like it. All right, let's see what our Tarot of Sexual Magic, what messages do you have through our Tarot of Sexual Magic? What would you do if you got this person along? You would bring peaceful pleasure. You know, there is something peaceful about climax. It's like that moment right after climax where like sound hasn't returned yet. And you're just like floating almost. There is a peace in that. Ooh, I love that the Fool showed her face, or his face, their face. Because the Fool, this is why, the Fool in the Tarot of Sexual Magic is actually the last card. So in traditional tarot, it's the first card of the major arcana. In this deck, it is the last card. It is the culminating energy. Like the Fool is where you shoot for when it comes to this idea of sexual magic, sexual stimulation, sexual energy. And that is because the Fool is the one that has complete faith, spontaneity, completely releases all inhibitions, and it's just about exploration and carnal pleasure and indulging in that physical, worldly, sexual experience. So if this person got you alone, they would turn you into a fool, okay? I'm just kidding. There would be a lot of like spontaneity and a lot of like just complete unadulterated sexual pleasure and exploration. And through that, there is a reaching of like divine understanding and enlightenment through the culmination of like that Fool energy, like coming to that place of complete freedom, complete endless opportunities, and endless possibilities is what that zero energy talks about in the Fool. So that's exciting. So we have the Queen of Swords, which talks about exploration. So I do feel like there's going to be a level of exploration present in the relationship. This idea of releasing and purging, familiarizing. It could be also just like self-stimulation, like them watching you please yourself, them learning what pleases you, you learning what pleases them. Like there's this kind of exchange of, an exchange of like sexual understanding through exploration, curiosity, and it's kind of beautiful. We have Judgment. There's a love at first sight, so that tells me a lot of physical attraction present immediately in the relationship and in the connection. Also a clear perspective and a clear understanding. And I feel like with that balancing energy, that balancing act as a guiding energy, that the clarity of like where everybody stands and the intention of the relationship is really present and prevalent in the reading as well. So we have the Three of Swords, which talks about, the keyword here is pinching. So there could definitely be some painful pleasure, some squeezing, some of that, like if you're down for that or they're down for that. Knave of Wands, which is all about abandon, release, completely like giving yourself over to the pleasure and the situation, the lustful excitement of it all. Okay. And then some of our final messages. What would they do with you if they got you? Look. We have the Kaya Lily, Rejuvenation. Oh, that's kind of awesome. That connects to the peace to me. So it's going to be awakening, a reawakening. And I feel like, again, with that Fool energy, there's going to be a connection that goes beyond just the physical, sexual part of the interaction. So whether you're in a relationship with this person or whether this person is like a one-night stand type of thing, there's going to be some spiritual rewards, I guess, coming from it. Insight. I feel like insight's actually connected to the Queen of Swords. Like this idea of finding out what pleases you, what you desire, what you want. There might be some unexpectedness, especially with the pinching and the squeezing and stuff. Like there might be some things that are explored that maybe you didn't know yet about yourself, or that you wanted, or that stimulate you that you hadn't discovered yet. endurance. I feel like there's going to be a level of like, yeah, just kind of finding out. I don't know. I also feel like endurance is like them telling you that there's gonna be some multiple rounds. Like, make sure you stay hydrated. Sort of thing. Oh my gosh. And then communication. So I love that. And I felt that too. It felt like a very communicative interaction. That all parties are open. That all parties are voicing their opinions and listening to each other in order to manifest this type of heightened sexual experience that goes beyond just a physical connection. There does seem to be a layer of some otherworldly type of connections. So, all right, my beautiful soul, beautiful group number 3. These are the messages that I have channeled for you today. What would your person do with you if they got you alone? I certainly hope this was entertaining, if nothing else. Make sure to drop a comment down below if something did resonate with you. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already a part of the Kindred family. I'd love to have you here with me. Please also do connect with me on TikTok and Facebook if you're not already. And make sure to check out my Etsy shop if you're interested in a personal reading, or if you want to check out any of the other content that I curate there to help you on your spiritual and life journey. So thank you so much, beautiful soul, for your time and your energy today. And I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye.